Hey everyone, this is Stefanie and Patrick with Team WB. In this video, we're going to answer the question, what do we mean when we say no appraisal and no inspection?
So I think we have to start by explaining the difference and defining what is the difference between an appraisal and an inspection. So the first thing to remember is that an inspection is for the buyer's benefit and an appraisal is for their bank's benefit.
Typically, someone who buys a home and is going to move in wants to know what the potential issues could come up in the near term and the long term. An inspector thoroughly goes through their home and tests all the systems, all the heating, the water quality, roof, insulation, foundation, electrical systems. See where this is going? Checking everything, etc., etc. The structure. This process takes anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. And I've been to longer home inspections than that.
We've been to some doozies. We've had like a 6-hour home inspection. Yeah, so things can get really crazy and involved with home inspections. And then an appraiser, they're hired by the bank and they're here to make sure that, first of all, the home is worth what the agreed upon sales price is. So they're going to pull up the comps. You hear a lot about comps in real estate, right? So appraisers pull comps, first of all, when they go to look at a property. But another thing that they're making sure for the bank is that the bank is making a solid investment in this property. So they want to make sure that it's in good condition. It doesn't have to be in incredible condition, but it has to be in good condition. So we're talking about, they check things like the electrical system. They check to make sure that the appliances are working. They check to make sure there's some life left in the roof. They check to make sure there's no broken windows, there's railings up for safety, things like that. And a lot of people don't know this, and you can get involved with having a traditional buyer that needs a traditional mortgage buy your home. And that closing is typically 30 to 45 days. An appraiser comes out about halfway through the process, right? So you can be a few weeks into the process, you think you're moving, you think you're getting this certain amount of money for your home, and the appraiser comes in and kind of blows everything up if your home is in need of some TLC.
So when you're selling on the market to traditional buyers, sometimes an inspection will happen and the buyer would want to back out, or there could be appraisal issues.
Right. So we are true cash buyers. So when we come in and make an offer, there's never an appraiser that's going to come out and make sure if we're offering you $300,000 for your house, that it's really worth $300,000. The price that we offer you and the price that we sign on, there's no appraisal contingency. So whether your closing is 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now, if it's $300 on the day of the offer, it's going to be $300 at the closing. All right. So that's very important. And ultimately, the clients who choose to sell to us have a less stressful experience and they end up less overwhelmed throughout the process because there is no inspection, because there are no appraisals to worry about, and they're just able to take what they want out of their home. They're able to close and move on with their lives. And that's ultimately our goal, is to create a less stressful home selling experience.
So yeah, contact us today for your cash offer and keep watching to get all of your questions answered.
See you in the next video.